Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is 14th day of September, or 14th morning of September. It's just after midnight now. And I want to start this video off by showing you some pictures that I have saved. Now, there's some pictures in here that have nothing to do with this, but pictures like this. These are the pictures I want to show you right here. You see this image, and you see how this is. You see how that is? Why do you think that's like that? All over. This is an older image of what Google Earth used to look like. It used to look just like this. And I'm going to show you some pictures of just how bad it looked like this. And I'm going to I want you to understand the reasons why they had that there. People always told me that it was from the stitching of the images, stitching the images together and not having image data from that area or some stuff, you know. But you're going to see that that can't be true, because there's areas that are like this that they definitely have the image data for these areas. All right, definitely. And there's no way they don't have the data for all these areas. There's no way. And maybe, you know, people think, well, in Africa maybe they do, but okay, well, in Africa maybe they do then, but I don't think so. I think they have all of the images perfectly clear. Okay, anyways, this is I don't know, probably 2-3 years ago, I guess. I don't know when I saved it. The date should be on here somewhere. It's 2011, so, you know, that's an older image. Let's just keep going. There's the whole continent of Africa, and you can see the areas that have there's like more here than there is here. You don't see any of that stitching here in the Sahara up here, right? But you see a whole bunch in this area over here, this area over here. You know, not so much there, but over here a lot. And you just have to wonder why that is. Or I have to wonder. I certainly wonder. Now, okay, and here's a newer image. This is a newer image. A little bit more up to date, right? 2012 it says right here. Okay, so that's a year later. This isn't what they show us now, but this is like a year later. You see there's a little bit of pixelation right around here still, right? Where they're hiding. You seen where it was pixelated before. Right in here a lot, right? A lot of pixelation, but now they've blended it and smoothed it all in so that you don't. It was almost better when they had that there for me. I thought, you know, but actually this is the best one that they had, because it gave you a little bit of color and detail. This stuff here without the pixelation, I don't know. It shows you less really. Okay, I gotta keep going here. This is South Africa, obviously. A lot of pixelation. And some of these are, like I said, this is China. It's a reversed image of China. It's backwards, obviously. But look how bad China looks. Why do you think China looks so bad? Why do you think they have so much pixelation there? Because it's a communist country and we're not allowed to fly over it or something? You think that's what it is? I don't think so. Satellites can fly over anything. Okay? Look how bad that is. Why is that? Because this area of the Earth shows more of what I show than any other place on the planet, probably, because it's the Tibetan Plateau. It's the most mountainous area and craterous area on the planet, probably, right? So it's going to have a lot of pixelation, and you haven't seen anything yet. These are still 2011, and look at all that pixelation. That's hiding things that create craters on the moon. Okay, this is all stuff that's hiding the craters on the moon, basically the prints on the Earth that would show the craters on the moon, or show the prints from the moon hitting the Earth. Hiding all that with all this pixelation bullshit. See how when you zoom in, okay, this is in America right here. Not exactly, I can't really remember where it is, but it's in the western United States, it looks like. And you see the pixelation in these areas here, where it would show something. If it showed it all the right color, you'd see like a circular pattern there or something like that there, you would be able to line that up with the moon. I've done it, I know. I'm telling you for certain. This is America, people, and they definitely have the image data for these areas. Why is this like this and this is like this? You tell me. Same thing. Okay, now if you were to not have all this unnatural color here, it would show, you would be able to see something. This hides things. This stuff hides the images. This is the Black Hills. I think this is the Black Hills, okay, where they found a bunch of gold, right? There's a big gold mine there, and it definitely shows. I'm telling you right now, the big mining corporations or the big mining projects and shit all around the planet, they know the moon's hit the Earth, because almost every time I've watched a video about their mine or whatever, they always show the moon, and they know. I'm telling you, they know, because every time I look where like a bright spot or something hits the Earth, it's already been mined, so you know they know. Look at that one. Look at that. How are you supposed to see anything through that? Now, if I zoom in, well, see, this isn't live Google Earth, so it's not gonna focus in. If I zoomed in with this like this, you could get in and get past that, but then you're so tight into a small spot that you can't possibly see a whole moonscape or print on the Earth, because you're so close in, you're only seeing a tiny area. But if you had this whole area clear and all the proper color, I'm telling you, you would see that. Okay, now this is 2012. This is the updated after they took the pixelation out. And this was the best one, I thought. I thought this was the better one than before, but it's still what this stuff shows, all these pixels, it shows when you line something up there with like the moon, and you can clearly see that the shape is like all this is in there. Well, you never really clearly see it anyways. It's really hard. Once in a while you really clearly see it, but rarely. Okay, but this stuff here, when you get like an area, if you would line it up properly with the area of the moon that hit there, you would see like a bunch of things on the moon that would create this, but you don't get to see it line up perfectly because the pixels are there. But that just shows you that they're hiding something there, that there is something there, it's just they're hiding it. And all of this area, look at this. Terrible. What, I mean, this is Alaska. Why can't we get that data? Right? Here we go again with China. This is a silly picture. The moon's not that small. If you seen the moon, if you were in space and you've seen the Earth and you've seen it that big, you would see the moon much bigger than that. That's for sure. That's ridiculous. See this spot right here, that little spot that's on the moon, that right there is created by this whole big spot right here. This whole big area right there. So there's no way. This spot, Mare Crisium right here, hits right here at the Tibetan Plateau. That's what shapes that area there on the moon. Believe it or not, right here, this area. So that area right there has to be the size of the Tibetan Plateau. Has to be. Oh, this is weather the other day over North America. See how it's backwards? Okay, I put that over the moon because I know where that goes on the moon, on the back side. It goes on the back side of the moon, the back side of the moon, the side we don't see. I've had that aligned before, but you see that pattern, right? That's a perfect circle pattern right in the middle of the United States, basically. Look at that. What does that? You tell me. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what does that. The moon has craters that's just like that all over it. Tycho, Copernicus, and there's the one on the backside. I can't even remember the name of it, but I'm telling you, that's what creates that. Okay, let's get to. See the Himalayas right there. The Tibetan Plateau, that's the entire Tibetan Plateau right there. That impact. And you can go, all this other stuff will fit too. I aligned it the other day. And we'll get to that in a moment, I hope. And of course, I always look for where the gold is when I do my moon alignments. Now look at this. This is a beautiful picture of Google Earth in the Grand Canyon with no pixelation whatsoever. 2012. Dated 2012. That's a beautiful picture, but I'm going to show you in just a minute. Look at this. This is 2011 Grand Canyon. Look at that. You see that shit right there? Look, how are you supposed to see that? Okay, so they did improve upon it, right? You think they did. You think they did. But you see how this is darker and you can't really see. They darken this area. Look how light it is here. See this? And you can see that. It's zoomed in a little more too. The picture when I saved it was zoomed in more on this one. Obviously it's bigger. But this one here, I mean, this is this is close to what we have now, but this is a little bit better actually. They've downgraded it. They've softened all this surface. All this surface is not really like this anymore, I don't think. We'll check it in a minute. We'll check it out. But you see the pixels? The pixels are hiding everything. I mean, this is the Grand Canyon, people. How are you going to tell me that they can't get the data for the Grand Canyon perfect? I mean, come on. In 2011, when we see all there's a lot of other areas that get perfect. Now, this is the western United States. There's the whole western United States. California, Arizona, Nevada's in there. I mean, Colorado. And look at that pixelation. We don't have that data in 2012. Look at this is 2012. Boom. Holy shit. Just 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago. And look at that. You tell me they're not hiding something there with that? That's definitely they haven't come a long way since then, I'm telling you. That's not what that's from. That's from when did I save this? This must be from the other day or something. Or it could be the old picture, I don't know. I think this is the old picture. The first time I seen it, actually. I'm not positive about that, but I'm going to start trying to use this lunar South Pole image. This is a different picture. You can see Schrodinger there, part of it. I'll try to use that a little bit. And it was darker. When I got the image, I kind of used my image editor to brighten it so I can see, a little clearer when I do the overlay. So we'll see how that works out. Now look at this. Look at that. Is that terrible or what? And here in this picture you can see the eye. I used to call this the fish. Right here it says desert. Right? It just looked like a fish. It had that eye there and it kind of came back. But you don't see that anymore. This little spot here, that little eye is gone now. You can kind of see something there, but it's not like you see it here. You can clearly see it there. And just look at all that pixelation, because that's like I told you, Mare Crisium, boom, hits that place. And it leaves, when it separates or whatever it does, it leaves a print. Where the mountains are on the Earth, it leaves craters on the Moon. Where there's mountains on the Earth, it leaves craters on the Earth. Whatever, something like that. Oh, I saved it. Okay. Okay, this is the weather pattern I seen the other day, or I would say about a week ago, and it had this little circle here, and I showed you Mare Oriental here before, in this location in the Pacific, and that's right where that spot is. That one circular crater is. This is a backwards image. As you can see, there's the west coast of the United States, California right here, and I got it reversed. I was putting it. This is the reason for that is I was putting that weather pattern over the moon. I just want to show you that. It's not really. And this is a invert. What is it? How you make a negative out of the image, the picture of Mare Oriental. I made it into a negative, just to get a different lighting on it. And we're going to get to. I think that's almost it. But and this I swear this is on the moon. This picture right here, that thing's on the moon. If you look at, you'll see that on the moon somewhere. I've seen it a long time ago. I just wanted to point that out. And I think we're done with that part. Anyways, you see that. Now let's go to Google Moon. I just want to show you. After you see this, I just showed you all those pictures, and that's nothing. That's not even all of the, we didn't even look at like Greenland or none of that. So let's go to Google Earth and go to the moon. Oh, let's just look at the Earth first. We should look at the Earth first. See how they've fixed everything. So they say. I mean, you think that it's better now, and it is more pleasing to the eye. The pixelation is gone. You see that? They couldn't do it in 2012 or 2011, but they got it down now. They had to actually shut down, a lot of stuff while they did this stuff. They upgraded it. One day I was bitching about it, and right as I was bitching about it, I was making a video, and bam! Right during the video, it fixed itself. I couldn't believe it. It was like, whoa! It was all gone. All the pixelation was gone. It was amazing, like they were listening to me or something at that very moment. But see it? It's all gone. But so is a lot of the detail. Let's zoom into the Grand Canyon. It's not bad, but I'm telling you, they've taken out a lot of the things, and you can get in there and see like things close up. It's just, you got to trust me. It's not like it was. The version before this was better. That's just my opinion. Okay, so let's go to the moon and just take a look at what they hide on the moon. Not only do they hide all that shit on the Earth, and that's what they were doing. It had nothing to do with stitching the image together, because you know that NASA has perfect images of the Earth from a long time ago. Don't think they don't. NASA has everything. So does NOAA. I mean, they don't even give us the right weather patterns. I mean, they leave things out of the weather patterns. Google Earth has downgraded its weather about 50%. It's maybe 50% of what it used to be. Maybe 50%. It used to be so much better than it is now. It's just ridiculous. It's not even worth looking at now. I swear to God, it's not even worth looking at. The weather on Google Earth. They might as well just take it off. Honestly, might as well just remove it. You see all these lines? These lines hide things right here too, very much so. This is kind of what the moon looks like when you look at it when it's full, kind of, but it's not, right? It's not. You know that. See the lines? Why are those lines there? We can see the side of the moon. Why can't they give us a perfect, at least for Google Earth, give us a perfect image of that side of the moon? Because they could take it with the telescope from the Earth, and they could give us a perfect. I mean, there are images that private people, private parties have taken of the moon that are right, that are correct, that don't have these lines in it. Why are the lines there? Come on, you know why the lines are there. And we're talking all the way around the moon. And we know they have perfect pictures all the way around the moon. They definitely do. Sometimes the drawings from the 1970s or right around that time are better than the pictures they give us these days. The ones that were drawn by hand, actually. How were they able to draw those by hand? So far back in history, 70s. That's pretty far back, actually. How were they able to draw the other side of the moon by hand? Because they had something up there sending back images? I mean, I don't know. I don't really get that part. Why did they have to draw it out when they had some? How were they able to draw it out? Something had to see it for them to be able to draw it. Way back then, 1978, whatever the years were that they were in the 60s, I guess, late 60s. They were supposedly going around it, but they didn't have nothing that could take a picture of it. But they had to have something to take a picture of it. How could they draw it without it? You know what I'm saying? They can't draw it unless you have a picture of it. So they've had pictures of it for a long time. The drawings are really clear, really clear. For drawings, they're super clear. So for them to be able to draw the other side of the moon so clear, way back then, they had to have pretty clear photographs to work with, the way I see it. And then you see all these lines, and if you've looked closely at Google Moon, you would see there are so many things being hidden in this. It's not even funny. You know the moon don't look like this, people. There's no way. It cannot look like this. And you say, okay, well, that's a hard side to get to because it's on the back side of the moon. They've had so many things supposedly fly around the moon since the 60s that they have everything down to a science. It's perfect. They have perfect images of it all. You know why? Because they know that if they can find out, they're sending satellites up there that are finding the mineral, that are studying the mineralization of the moon, where the gold is, where everything is, so that when they find out where it is on the moon, they can absolutely find out right where it is on the Earth. If I know there's gold right here on the moon, all I got to do is find out where that hits the Earth. Right? Right. I'm absolutely right. I'm telling you, you think I'm wrong. You people that think you know the moon, and you probably do, but you're probably part of the covering up of it all, I guess. I don't know why, but just don't want science to change, whatever. But it's absolutely true. If the moon hits the Earth, okay, and let's say they know the gold is concentrated here on the moon. Then they know. Then they can go right where that hit on the Earth. They know where that hits the Earth, right in the United States. I just showed it to you, the big circle in the weather, right there in the middle of the United States. This whole thing is the United States. It hits North America right here. This whole area, whole side of the moon. Okay. And if they know that has gold there, when they're flying around with their little fucking whatever they got, they're gonna know right where to go on the Earth to find whatever it leaves there. It may not be gold. It may be something else. Silver. It could be copper. It could be anything. Whatever it is. Right? Same thing with this. If they know that there's a bunch of gold there, then they're just going to know right where it is on the Earth, because they know right where this hit the Earth. They absolutely know right where that hit the Earth. I know right where it hits the Earth. So they know. Lunar South Pole print is all over the planet Earth. This print on the moon, if you flip it over and reverse it like a mirror, it's all over the Earth, in the weather, on the land, you name it. Absolutely is. This is South America. When you look at the full moon every night when it's full, like this, about like that, that's South America. Backwards. Right? There. And the east coast of North America at the same time. This is like right off the east coast of North America, right here. This, if you turn it backwards, and this Copernicus is right about where I showed you that big weather spot. That spot on the Earth creates a bunch of those spots on the moon, like this right here. And Tycho is created from the same, hitting the same place on the Earth. This crater here is created by the same thing that creates this crater here. Watch. Okay, so I've got to go back to the Earth. I've already showed you Copernicus in South America before. I've already showed you that, if you remember. Showed you Copernicus hits here, and it all fits in there beautifully, right? Well, let's go up here. I got this one. I just did this recently, too, but let's see, right? I know it says Tycho Tonga. It used to be in Tycho Tonga. But here it is. It goes right here, people, I'm telling you. Because when you look up here, look up here. See how this little area fits in? And I've gone further. I've taken it further. It's not just this picture. I'm not just relying on this picture. I've brought weather up here that from current weather from like the day that I was doing it, and put it right here, and we'll look at the weather there right now. I'll turn on this weather first, see what happens. Probably won't be shit there, but it might be. You never know. I don't know radar, but it might be clouds. Might show us something. No, see, Google Earth weather sucks dick right now. I don't even like to use it at all. Anyways, yeah, if you go to Wonder Maps, we'll go to Wonder Maps, and I'll show you something right here in this area of South America, right there, or Central America, right there. You see how that fits there anyway? That fits right there. And then you go over this picture. You can do this yourself. Reverse Tycho, and put it over the, you know, it hits right in there. You can actually see like the shape of this area here. It goes here because it just does. I'm telling you, it will fit there, and it'll prove itself. I don't have to sit here and convince you. It'll prove itself if you just try it. Now just go to Wonder Maps real quick, and we'll just pull that up real fast to see what happens. What's in that area of South America? If it even resembles it whatsoever. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? Okay, nothing really there at the moment. Nothing really there, and that could be for just the reasons that I'm telling you right now. But look at that. I could place this weather on the moon if you want right now. I could do that real easy. This will all fit. I'm just kind of waiting to see if it'll settle differently here. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That is wonderful. We've already done this anyways, but I'm gonna do it again. I guess I'm gonna do that again right now. I know it's at the end. You probably already shut the video off, but you missed out if you did. Here you go. Save it. A lot of people are doing this now. That's a good thing. They're learning some weird things about the Earth, that's for sure. Okay, so we're going to name this Gulf. Go back to Google Earth, and I already have an image already up in place on the Earth, reversed of the lunar south pole. I'm going to bring that up real quick. It's easier. Okay, that's it. Lunar south pole, right? It's reversed already, flipped over. See how the words are backwards? Okay, this is from Google Moon, this picture, and it's reversed already. Just going to overlay that picture I just saved over the top of this area. Gulf. And I'm just going to have to move it just a little bit like this. Like, see, look at that. Ooh, look at that, how that picture fits. Look at that. Watch. Just threw it in there, and I'm not fully done yet, but you can already see that it goes there. Look at that right there. You see the curve right here? See this curve? It comes down. You see that? Look at that. Let's see what other craters we can see in this picture. This is a really nice picture of the weather. I didn't even notice it earlier. So we need to get Florida in here properly. Actually, it's not in there right yet. Maybe it is. See, it also turns. Wow. That's interesting. But you got, I think Florida goes right. Wait, Florida goes right down here like this. And then you got to turn this up like this. Like that, something like that, right there. There it is, somewhere right in there. Now you can see it. There it is. See how that turns? And this goes up like this. It's close enough. You see what I'm saying? It goes. It can be repeated every day. You can repeat this every day. You can take the weather from this area of the Earth, put it right here on that area of the moon, and it will fit every day. Especially during this time of year when we have like monsoon, weather, hurricanes and whatnot. Look at that. You can go all the way down, and you'll be able to see like this crater right there in the weather. Stretch it. Might need to be stretched out just a little bit more. Get that lined up. Get everything lined up. Just look it over and line it all up. Because it does go here. Absolutely. I got Florida off now. Very interesting stuff anyway. And then you can see it looks like it also moved down here. Look. See this shape of this weather here? Look at, see that area of the weather? I'm going to try it right now. But we better try that before I shut. Because I see it also on the moon right there. See it right there? Might be just like I had it the first time. So let's turn that back this way and line that area up. See how it works. Okay, so that's right. It shows you how big the moon is as well. It shows you it's not no little pussy moon. It's a planet. No doubt about it. Absolutely a planet. Probably it could be even bigger than the Earth. Who knows? Oh wow, look at that. That's a nice fit. See, because you got this gash in here, this like line. That's somewhere in there. See that flash? They're saving. They're checking my image data right now. That's sad anyways. That's my video. I'm sorry it wasn't better, but, that's the way it goes.